Hello! Today we have a deck of panning update. This project is from Emily and Max here on YouTube, and she also has Instagram and TikTok, I believe, and all, but I'm mostly following on YouTube. And it's a really fun project with panning different products. You pull playing cards. I use a website to pull my cards instead of actually using real cards, but you could use real cards. And each month the board is updated, so the different cards tell you what you're going to try to pan, what category for that month. And sometimes you have to keep products in for a while because you don't finish them off. And if you do, then you get to roll new cards in. People do it different ways. I pretty much always finish all of my goals within that month. So I'm usually going to be just rolling in 5 new products each time anyway. But if there was ever a time that I didn't, then I still generally roll in 5 and just, have more goals to work on. And that's fine for me because my name is Alyssa and I like to make use of my makeup. A lot of it's getting old and it's probably getting retired this year. So I want to get all of the joy out of it that I can before I need to say goodbye to using it on my face. And this project is one of the ways that, helps me do that. So maybe you will give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Maybe you'll subscribe to my channel. So let's go ahead and get into this deck of panning update. So last time I had to draw actually 6 different prompts because the one I got, the Ace of Hearts, said I had to pick 2 more. So I ended up with 6. And I didn't know if I would get them all done because I tried to make it a little bit more challenging for myself. And I guess I didn't make it challenging enough because I did actually meet all of my goals. So the first one was, I guess you guys can't see. I have my little notebook here. If I back up a little bit. So first one was this time last year, and I decided I wanted to do No Pan Left Behind on this palette of mine because some of the shades in here, not all, actually I'm trying to remember my full reasoning. I think part of it was some of them had been new around this time last year, I believe, but I think it was also that I had been working on some of these colors and things like at this time last year. I don't buy makeup that regularly, so I didn't want it to be like, oh, like what did I buy at this point? Because I don't know if I actually had, but that's what it was. I think when I looked back through my notebook, I think I had been working on like maybe the one of these eyeshadows. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure I use all these shades because these are pretty much all favorites in my collection. And that's something I've been also trying to incorporate now, is not just saving my favorites and using things I don't like as much. It's like, no, I should use my favorites too. So you're not really gonna see, I don't think, much difference, but I did use them all at least one time. So that wasn't, I think this was probably one of the first things that I crossed off actually. Next was, brand new for the 3 of diamonds. So for me, brand new, or fairly brand new, was my Dollhouse palette from Blend Bunny. And again, I decided to No Pan Left Behind this. I don't know if I still have my paper in here. No, I took it out because it was getting annoying. Basically, once I had marked everything off, then, there's no point in keeping it around. Now, I'm going to hope that I don't make a big mess because, once again, I forgot to put down a blanket. But again, you're not going to see much difference because using every shade, maybe if I do it this way, there we go. And then any dust will get caught on the mirror. That's fine by me. But yeah, I just was using each shade once, so you're not going to notice a big difference. And these are definitely more firmly packed. There's, this might be a little bit of a spoiler because I haven't shared it yet, but I did actually buy some new eyeshadow, and those mattes are a lot more powdery. There's a lot more, like, just barely tap the brush in and, you know, it stirs up the powder. So these are more firmly pressed than that. And I do kind of prefer that because then, you know, you can kind of build it. And it's not that they're so firmly pressed that it's annoying and frustrating to use. So take it for what you will. But yeah, I was able to make use of the different shades, and they definitely look a little different on the eyes than they do in the pan for a lot of them. So, you know, it's good that I was able to kind of see them all. I definitely want to be able to keep using this. I keep kind of putting it away because it feels, again, like it's a favorite and it's precious because it's brand new, but I need to get myself out of that mindset. All right. Next. And I don't know if I don't think that was finished next as far as my goals. I think my next goal was actually my next one, which was 9 of Hearts, Oh the Shame. And that was from my jumbo pencils that I have here. I wanted to use them 10 times. I didn't care if I used them each 5 times or, you know, just that overall, like 10 times. And I definitely used the white more than the black because I started using it in different ways. I was using it in my inner corner as like a base for things. I used it just as a base. I used it as like a brow bone type of highlight thing. So, you know, I was just trying to use it in different ways. It's kind of, the white's a little dirty looking right now. If it focuses, hold on, let me put that down, see if that helps. Or is it focusing on my thumb? Can't tell. I can't see the best if it's focusing. But yeah, it's a little dirty. I could probably sharpen it, you know. And so right now, I've started to get into the O. So I feel like that is a good progress. I thought that I could kind of compare them against each other. I can if I, you know, just do this. But the black one is older and it does not have the same writing and all. So I don't have the big jumbo to be able to go off of. So this one, the black one, I think I might have sharpened it once because it definitely looks newly sharpened, but it didn't get as much use. I did use it as a base. I think I probably used it at least 3 times of the 10, you know, maybe more, but yeah. So I still have them in my bag that like they're handy to get to. I just, again, still don't always remember to pull them out, you know, once I knocked them off. So the next one I have on here was, actually this one might have been one of the next ones that I did do. So it was, I didn't think it would happen, but to hit a pan, and I wanted to do it in my Weekend Festival palette. And this was in also my project level up. To move it to the next level, I needed to hit 3 pans. So I figured if I made myself do 1 in this project, then it would kind of set me on the path to getting the other 2. So I'm not going to show you the pan. You're just going to trust me that I did hit one because I don't want to ruin the rest of the palette and how it's looking because I will have an update coming soon. I think it's soon for my level up. So you'll get to kind of see what's going on inside here. Okay, but I did hit a pan, so whoo. But yeah, and it was faster than I thought. It was one of the shades that I thought I would hit first in. So I will say that. But I still didn't think I would hit it as quickly as I did. So, all right. The next one was 3 of Hearts, a duo. So I don't really have a lot of duo products, but something I thought of is that when I use loose pigments, I have to use something with it. And usually I've been using my Pixie epoxy kind of stuff. So it's almost like a glitter glue, but it's more of like this liquidy gel type of thing versus the glitter glue from like NYX where it's still kind of creamy and then sticky. So I'm around here. I bought this, it was last year. I feel like it was not long before Christmas because I think I was like trying to make sure I got it before we went away. So I want to say it was around then, not in the summer, but it could have been. Like I say, I buy things so infrequently. Maybe you think that that would help me remember, but no, I just, it's like I wanted to try this and see how it would work with things. So anyway, there's, some progress on here. And I did want to show, I think I'm going to flip around so I can show better the progress actually in the pigment. So 1 second. All right, so just to show you, there's not really much change in the NYX one. I didn't use this one more than maybe even once, maybe twice. And also it's got a little shaker cap here, so, and it's built up on the sides. There's some windowing in, I'm sorry, you can't really see. There's some windowing in here, but I just haven't used it enough for it to show much. This is my oldest pigment from ColourPop, the Crab, and I did want to show that I'm not halfway down. Again, it's kind of hard because it gets up on the insides in there, but it's definitely, been getting some good use. And I probably use this one the most then of the pigments. And then this one was the one that was the freebie with the Pixie epoxy. And I can actually see the bottom for part of it. So, it's not like they gave me a lot. This wasn't filled, but again, made some use. And it was kind of fun the looks that I was using this with. I used to think it was a little too dark, but it does have a nice shine to it. And depending on like what I mix it with and what bases, it actually was a nice lid shade then for me. So those are my progress marks, if you will, for my pigments. So like I said, I had to use, it didn't matter which one, but 10 times total for my pigments. So I did that. All right, and so my final one, let's see. Okay, it was Jack of Diamonds, and it was cream or liquid. And I realized that I probably could have used some other products that I've wanted to use. Like, what was the one? Was a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow that I thought of. Now I'm trying to remember what I have this liquid lipstick that I've been using more for cheeks. So I thought about that. I'm like, there were other things that I could have used, but it's fine. I guess even like my lipsticks or something. It's fine. This is also a fairly new product for me. And I mean, you don't need very much of it. So I did use it 10 times. I've used it actually more than that. And sometimes it feels like I'm cheating with an eyeshadow look because it just automatically makes everything look more sparkly and amazing. And then I realized, well, that's not cheating if it just works well. So I'll just show you. So I just got like this tiny little bit on my finger. All right, and then I'm just gonna put it, now I should do the back of my hand, otherwise I'm gonna get it everywhere. All right, so that little bit. All right. If I start rubbing it in, can you see like there's a lot of shine that it just did? Maybe not. Maybe can. So it's spread, a fair bit. You could also just like more pack it on in a certain spot, and then you really get like a nice bright kind of part there. So very pretty. Glad I have it. It's easy to use. It doesn't make things look all scaly and stuff like that. It doesn't like mess up what's underneath. So a good product. Before I pull any new cards, and I should say I'm filming this early. Emily's probably gonna post the update soon, but when the update goes up, I'm not sure if I'll be able to film immediately and like get my cards and all then. It might be a little bit later, and I'm like, you know what, I had time, I'm gonna go ahead and film my part of the update, and then I can do that part later. Because I also want to take a little bit of time and think about what kinds of products do I want to pull in, because I felt like I did a whole bunch of eyeshadow, which is good for me because I mostly have eyeshadow. But there are other products that are getting neglected, and if I put it in a project, then I know I'll use it. Whereas eyeshadow, I'll use it even if it's not in the project. So this is also going to go along with another video that I was thinking about with favorites and wanting to make sure I'm using favorites. So this would definitely be something. So I just started using yard stuff. I don't know how loud it is, so I'm sorry. I also am coughing on and off occasionally, so I'm trying to cut those out when I can. That's loud. So I want to work this in just to get more uses and, you know, really love on it. Maybe even possibly use some more, even if it's not the singles that were in this palette. Okay, that, I mean, they are nice and bright and fun, so I like that. I don't know, I might consider breaking up this palette because it's been together for a while and mixing things around and just, you know, so maybe if there's a way of making myself a palette of singles and making that one of the deck of panning goals, like using them, maybe even not no pan left behind, but maybe almost project level upping it. I mean, my NYX jumbo stick pencils, yeah, I mean, that's like, you know, the things I had, like it was good to put them in. I also want to use add like a blush in, because I feel like most of the months I've been having a blush picked out for me, and it makes it really easy because like, okay, I'm just going to use that. And I didn't have one this month, so I was kind of using, you know, random eyeshadows and I guess it's fine to, you know, use random things, but I feel like for me, it's more satisfying when it's like I have this goal and I'm getting closer to, you know, making that goal. So something for that, maybe also highlighters, because again, I had highlighters in the different months before and I was using them because of that, and then I'm not really using them now and they're just kind of sitting, and that's not good because they'll have to get thrown out at some point, so let's make use of them. Another goal that I want to have that's not really part of the deck of panning, but it is going to be for me, I think, going forward. I want to give myself 5 days each deck of panning month. So that's kind of why I'm putting it with this project, because like this is one where it's like consistently each month, like around the same time, you know, I have these goals. Whereas some of the other projects I do, it's sort of like as I meet the goal, I might update it sooner than a month or something like that. So I want to give myself 5 days when I am not allowed to use whatever is in my, I don't know if I want to say all of my projects or just at least, I might say all, but at least the deck of panning, because I feel like then I hyper focus on some of these products and I don't use other stuff. And I want to, like I said, I was kind of floundering around with blush, but sometimes it is kind of nice to flounder around and mix things that I wouldn't normally use. And then it's like, oh, that made a good combination. Like my eyeshadow today, none of this is stuff that I was working on for a specific project. It was just, I wanted to play with this. I wanted to have something basic because I was going to an appointment, but like, you know, just kind of pulled in some colors, kept it easy, and it was like, oh, that it worked really well together, and I'd never, you know, paired them like that. So I want to have more days like that. And it might be that those 5 days, like maybe some of them are even just not wearing makeup if something comes up, like if I get sick or things like that. So kind of by giving myself 5 days, I allow myself, so I don't have to like, because I know it's silly, but sometimes if I'm sick, then there's like this extra level where it's like, oh no. And now I'm missing out on days to go towards my project of, you know, I need to be wearing makeup so that I can use them so many times or hit pan or whatever. And it's like, no. I'm gonna give myself 5 days off at least. So we're gonna see, maybe I can report back next month and see how, you know, that worked for me. So this is first part of the video. Second part is gonna be me drawing the cards and actually picking the stuff. So I would say stay tuned, but it's probably gonna be like, you know, happening right now. So I'm signing off for this part, and I will see you in a moment.
Okay, of course, if I just waited a day, apparently Emily had updated it today, but it's okay. So here we go. So as usual, I'm going to be drawing 5 cards, and it says there's 53 because there's a joker in here. So let me go ahead and do it. Now let me just check the ace. Okay, I'm gonna need to draw another card after this because I've already had the get out of jail free card, so I'm not supposed to get another one. So I'll do that in a minute, but I'm gonna be, so King of Hearts, a red king means I need to hit a pan, which I think I had that, yeah, I had that last month, so that's fine. I'm always trying to work on hitting more pans. So I'll have to pick something for that. Jack of Hearts, cream or liquid, I had that one too, but there were things that I thought about using. Now I have to think about what those were, but okay. I feel like maybe one of my lip products would be good. 10 of diamonds. Let's see. Bronzer. Okay, well, I've been saying that I want to make use of my bronzer. I only have one, so sure. I'll probably do like a usage goal. 5 of clubs. Blush. I wanted to have a blush. Okay. And let me just go ahead and do this. So we have a black jack. Powder product. All right, let me look at what I have and I'll come back. Okay, so I have picked my products and we're gonna go through this quickly. So first, I wanna hit a new pan in my Makeup Revolution palette because I plan on retiring it and I would like to just hit one more just to feel better about saying goodbye to it. So I don't know which shade, but I'm just gonna be trying to use it and see how that goes. So this is how we look now. And I also, for cream and liquid, I decide I'm gonna finish my Makeup Revolution lip liner because there's not much left. For bronzer, I'm going to do 30 uses, if I can, of my only bronzer. So we'll see if that finishes it off, or who knows, maybe it's got 100 uses left. For blush, I'm going to use this trio 50 times. So it doesn't matter which shade, but hopefully I'll make some good progress. And finally, for powder product, I'd want to work in a highlighter. So I decided my NARS highlighter to use it 30 times because this is the time of year when I kind of enjoy using a pink golden type of shade like that to top over. So we're gonna see how I do. Obviously with like 50 blush uses, I shouldn't be probably doing that in the next month, although I am starting a little early, so I might. So we'll see. Or if I happen to like double up and use blush as like eyeshadow or something sometimes. But that's where we're at. That's what I'm gonna be trying to work on. So we shall see how this next month goes and I will keep you posted. So if you enjoyed this, maybe you'll give it a thumbs up, maybe you'll subscribe. And until the next video, I hope you'll be doing well and bye. Thank you.